What's up guys, it's Ben, and in this video, I want to tell you about 7 mistakes the most common entrepreneurs make when they start a recruiting business. All right guys, so my name is Ben Nader. If you already follow my content, thank you. If you don't, please subscribe to this channel. We talk about recruiting, business, entrepreneurship, real estate, investing, everything of the sort, all the things. If you enjoy that kind of stuff, especially if you're in the recruiting or staffing business, you want to join our Recruiter Empire Facebook group. Link in description at the bottom of this video. You definitely want to be in there. We talk all things recruiting all day long, including what I'm about to tell you in this video, which are 7 pitfall mistakes that you don't want to make when you start your recruiting agency. So let's get right into it. All right, so mistake number 1, which is so easy to make if you're just starting a business, especially a recruiting agency or a staffing agency. And this is not understanding cash flow or how cash flow works in business. So you'll hear all the time people say cash flow is king, and that is true. Cash flow is king in business because nothing happens unless you literally have cash flow, right? You don't have revenue, you don't have profit, you can't pay your overhead, you can't pay employees, you can't pay yourself, you're not making any money. So there's no purpose in being in business unless you actually understand cash flow. Don't make that mistake. So don't make a placement and get $20,000, then go blow the $20,000 on just like whatever shiny object you wanted to buy for so long. Keep the $20,000, reinvest it back into the business, and scale higher. That's how you actually work cash flow. So understand the dynamics of cash flow, how it works, how you need to operate around cash flow, and just the importance of a dollar. Once you understand how hard it takes to make a dollar, then you truly understand the value of a dollar. This is what I learned early on in business, and it's always stuck with me. And so money took on an entirely different meaning once I really understood cash flow. All right, so the second mistake that you can make when you start your recruiting agency is not preparing for taxes. So tax preparation starts in January, meaning at the beginning of the year. Yeah, I think everybody, possibly not everybody, watching this video thinks that, oh yeah, tax prep and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that happens like at the end of the year, right? No, it happens throughout the entire year. You need to look at where your books are, what your projected revenue is, what your projected profit is, and you can actually project what you're gonna actually pay in taxes. So you need to prepare for that. So tax prep and understanding what your tax bill is gonna look like is really important. Now I could do an entire video about taxes, taxation, and everything that you need to do to prepare around taxes, but understanding the basic core concept of taxes is super important. Understanding that you might fall into the 22% bracket, the 37% bracket, whatever bracket you're gonna fall into, understand that every dollar that you make is gonna get taxed at that percentage. And just by knowing that, you're then gonna know, okay, I'm gonna owe Uncle Sam like $300,000, or I'm gonna owe Uncle Sam like $50,000. So when you know that and you start to take home a check of like $10,000, you're going to understand and you're going to start to remember that actually about $2,000 or $3,000 of that is going to have to go to taxes, right? Now there's many different things you can do to prepare for taxes, right? By utilizing a lot of expenses and reinvesting in your business. Like I said earlier, doing things that prepare you well so that you don't pay as high of a tax bill as you're supposed to pay by offsetting a lot of things with expenses and things like that. But the main core concept here is the biggest mistake I see people do is not preparing for taxes overall. Just not looking at the big picture, not even thinking about taxes, not even considering the fact that taxes do exist. You have to pay them, right? They're one of the 2 things that are absolute chores in life, death and taxes, right? So prepare for your taxes and definitely don't make any mistakes around taxes. It's just gonna help you a lot in the end. All right, so mistake number 3. This is something I see everywhere. Trying to wing it. Literally just trying to do it like ad hoc, wing it, just like go for it, right? You need a mentor, you need a guide, you need someone to help you out. You need someone who's done it before you to show you a blueprint, right? Something proven, a process that actually works, right? Just winging it is not gonna work, right? Anything I've done in business that's been successful, I've always had someone else that's helped me out a little bit, right? That's given me some guidance, that's given me some mentorship, that's given me a framework by which I can follow and utilize, right? That's why mentorship is so important. That's why we have Empire Mentorship for recruiters that want to build six-figure business, multi-six-figure businesses, and eventually seven-figure businesses, because that's so important, right? Knowing what to do at the beginning will show you exactly how to rinse and repeat and get to whatever number you want to get to. But just winging it is not going to go the distance. It's not going to help you out. And making that mistake is going to cost you a lot of time and a lot of money. Trust me, I know this for a fact. All right, so the fourth mistake that I see common entrepreneurs make when they start a recruiting or staffing business is taking their first success for granted. All right, hear me out on this one. When you get your first big client or your first big deal, and let's just say that it's just something amazing, right? Like you get 50 people that you have to place for a warehouse or a manufacturing plant, right? And you end up with like $100,000 in gross revenue. That means some really, really good profit. If you have good margins in there and your overhead is low and all that kind of stuff, you could take home like $100,000. That's awesome. That's a really, really big win. But taking that early success, like $100,000 in like a month or a month and a half, which is really, really good, right? That's double, triple what the average American makes in 1 year. Taking that success for granted or taking that as like the norm, right? Early on in the game is not good. That is a mistake. You should understand that you did a lot of work to get there. Yes, congratulations, like you made that deal, but don't take it for granted. Understand that success is built over compounded time, right? You need to understand that there are anomalies, right? So you're not going to consistently be doing six-figure months, right? Generally, students that we work with in our mentorship program, they leave doing $10,000 to $15,000 a month, which is awesome, right? Because they're on track easily for a six figures, multi-six figures, and obviously upwards to that seven-figure mark. But when you're at that six figures a month mark and you hit that big success, don't take it for granted. Don't take it as the norm, because it's not the norm. And if you do, you're making a big mistake, because you're setting yourself up for failure by setting your expectations way too high. And if you think that that money's going to come that easily every single month, every single quarter, you're dead wrong, and you definitely need to get your expectations reset and your mindset reset. So just know that and understand that. And early success does not mean constant and consistent success. All right, so number 5, this is a mistake I see all across the board, and it's really, really bad. Being way too laser focused on your image, AKA your brand, your website, your LinkedIn, all these things. Yes, are they important? Of course, yeah. But is your logo like 100% of your business? No. Is your LinkedIn 100% of your business? No. Are any of these things 100% of your business? No. Your business is making money by connecting with clients, signing contracts, finding them candidates, making placements, collecting checks. Now, you do all of that vis-a-vis sending out lots of cold email, cold outreach, doing a lot of LinkedIn outreach, using automation and tools like that. But things like your brand, your logo, your name, all these small items are not as much of importance that you actually put on, right? So a lot of people put so much emphasis on the name, right? The name of their company. You could literally name your company something so random that it doesn't even make sense. It only makes sense to you, and you could still make $1 million a year. Right? I make this joke with my students all the time and tell them like what they could name their company and still make X amount per year, just because it doesn't matter that much. What actually matters is the service you provide and the value that you instill with your clients, because they have problems, you have solutions. If you provide the right solutions consistently enough, you're gonna provide all of their solutions. You're gonna get repeat business, referral business, and it's gonna be awesome. So focusing laser like on your brand, on your image, on all of that stuff is a mistake. Zoom out, right? Look big picture. Understand the entire schema. Don't understand just the image, just the brand, just the website. Like, those things are all part of the business, but they are not the business. Does that make sense? So focus on what you need to actually be doing to make money. Like, income generating activity is outbound cold email. That's really important, right? That's about 10 times as important as your logo. Just consider that. All right, so number 6 is one that I always like to talk about, and this is business partners. So here's a mistake that lots of people make early on, and I always try to preach to people and tell people how this works, but here's the thing. I personally suggest against business partners just because of 2 reasons. One, I'm fully aware that you can do it on your own. I'm really, really confident that you can do that. Mainly because I know that I've done it myself. I've built a 7-figure agency on my own. I've been able to do that solo, lone wolf. I'm also just kind of a lone wolf in general. I like control. I like to know exactly what's happening. And I have the work ethic to put everything, all my energy into what I'm doing to make sure that it gets done. So I'm good by myself, right? That's just one thing right there. Now, number 2 is your partner may or may not be as invested as you are in the business. Your partner might not be amping up for that 7-figure mark. Your partner might be just thinking, I don't know, it'd be cool to have another 5K a month. That might be cool, like, right? They might not be on that same level or trajectory where you want to climb Mount Everest and you want to get to 7 figures, right? Your partner might not be completely aligned with that, and they might not tell you that, right? So here's the thing, partnerships fall out all the time. Trust me, I see it day in, day out working with students in our programs. So that being said, I personally advise against going with partnerships, going into it, right? Going into it and going the distance, I personally advise against it. There are many, many reasons why it's beneficial. There are pros and cons. I'm not gonna lie, there are pros to having a partner, right? You can do double the work. You can have a partner that you can bounce ideas off of. You can have a partner that you can basically work on different niches with. You could put it out any single way that you want, but at the end of the day, I truly think that you should go at this and hack this thing yourself, right? I think you should build out this business by yourself. And if the need arises for a partner potentially in the future, that person should be someone that's incredibly, insanely trustworthy. And then on top of that, incredibly, insanely in alignment with you on your business goals. So that's where we stand on partnerships. And I just see so many people making the mistake of jumping straight in with a partner and thinking that's the exact best way to do it, or even a partner or a third partner, right? Like a team, you know what I mean, right away. That's not necessarily day one what you need. Maybe when you're climbing Mount Everest and when you're getting to 7 figures and possibly multi 7 figures, definitely multi 6 figures and on to 7 figures. Yeah, of course, there could be a point where you need to bring in team members and you need to bring in partners, right? Of course, you'll have VAs, you'll have other people that do like minuscule tasks and things like that, like data entry or sourcing for you or recruiting for you or business development, right? But having partners, which are way higher level, is a whole different game, and I wouldn't advise it right at day one. All right, guys, so I just got to say it, the last mistake, the final mistake I see so many people doing is not joining Empire Mentorship. Listen, if you want to go the distance and actually build out a recruiting or staffing agency, you need guidance, you need a mentor, and I highly suggest that you book a call with our team and jump in with us. We'll guide you through the entire process, help you get to your first 6 figures, absolutely help you get your first client, second client, and so on and so forth. And we have every single step set up for you. We have every single step and process already there for you. Like there's no fail mindset, right? It's a proven process that we've done with thousands of students at this point. So I highly suggest that you guys jump in and book a call with us, have a conversation to discuss exactly what you'll be getting and exactly how our mentorship program works. That is number 7 right there, the mistake that people make, not taking our mentorship program. So with all that said, those are the 7 mistakes that I most commonly see entrepreneurs do when they start a recruiting business. All right, guys, so if this video was valuable to you, please go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and be sure that you're in our Facebook group, Recruiter Empire. Bottom of the video, link in description. You can't miss it. Go ahead and join the group. You're gonna get a ton of information there. You can chat with me in there. You can absolutely get involved in recruiting and entrepreneurship in the group. We definitely want to have you in there. So please join, and I will see you guys next time.